defense. It's Gutierrez. Pass to the far sideline for Mazzarelli. This could be a chance for the Knights. Mazzarelli putting the moves on. Mazzarelli gets around. Mazzarelli inside. Pretty uncontested. Fires. Turned aside. And Mazzarelli waltzes it all the way in. Just can't put the biscuit in the basket yet. But Colin, again, this Knights offense is humming.
That was probably the best opportunity you're going to have at a goal there. Unfortunate not to see it go through, but hopefully this corner kick will suffice.
First corner kick of the game for Mount St. Mary. And now we don't have the greatest set of eyes here in the broadcast booth as that corner kick is knocked away by Chacho. But Mazzarelli got inside. He beat the goalkeeper. It looked like it just hit somebody in front and carried away. Puglisi gets a head on it. The Knights are able to retain possession. It's Ryan Kieser. Sends it back behind midfield into the Knights' own end. It's Ojale Tomas. Tomas leaves it even deeper for number 3, Dale Allison. And the Knights are going to try and get a little bit of offense going, setting the offense up a little bit. It's Tomas working. Tomas sends one way up ahead, intended for Hughes. That one batted down. And again, it's number 9 is Ryan Kieser. I was correct. And now it's Tansey. Tansey, good pass inside for Gutierrez. Gutierrez to the near sideline for Puglisi.
First 5.5 minutes or so, offensively dominated by the Knights so far.
Oh, nice. That one knocked out of bounds. Solid play by the 13-year coach, Kevin Longacre. What are the odds he suits up tonight?
Not likely, I would say.
Oh. Anyway, Puglisi to throw it in. The Knights offense going to get rolling. Puglisi fires upfield, intended for Gutierrez. Catches somebody. Mazzarelli giving chase. The Panthers are able to knock it away. That's number 9, Ruben Celine, getting a body on it. Number 21, Jeffrey Byris, falls to the ground. The refs take exception. It'll be Panthers ball. It's Byris for Ruben Celine.
Feels like we're finally seeing Old Westbury have an opportunity on offense here.
And just like that, the Knights take the lunch money, and they're going to get to start from scratch. It's Tansey. Kieser for Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli picked up quickly by Tiago Tirado. Here's Puglisi now. Puglisi's pass picked off by number 5, Tyler Tessereri. Ojale Thomas gets a head on it, but here come the Panthers. Can they get some transition offense going? Left close. That pass left intended for Tirado. Mazzarelli plays good defense, and the Knights are going to come away with the ball. It's Puglisi for Kieser. Kieser, cross field for Hughes. Hughes corrals it. Hughes slides. The referees swallow the whistle. On we play. Parada leaves it to the far sideline. It's sent back towards the middle. Picked off by Kieser. Here's Tynan. A little bit slow with the ball. Tynan up ahead. It's Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli off the head and wide.
Great pass there by Tynan.
Mazzarelli's name has come up a few times early on. About 7.5 minutes into the contest, the Knights' offense has been overwhelming. There really hasn't been too much of an opportunity for them to play defense. But where it's applicable, the Knights have looked good on both ends of the ball. 2 shots on goal for Mount St. Mary and a corner kick. That one set to the far sideline. Kept. Good play by Allison. Allison is going to keep it in bounds. Solid effort there along the far sideline. Byris has the ball taken away, slides into Allison. Allison gets help up, all is well. You know, Colin, just looking at this roster, Old Westbury has a lot of names that are smooth off the tongue. And we were talking pregame about Andy Chacho. Solid effort so far, 2 stops on 2 shots. Henrik Ropstad, of course, European-born.
Norway, yes.
Norway. You ever been to Norway?
I have not.
No, neither have I. Or you can fly to Finland from the local airport as the free kick sent away. We'll continue this geography discussion later. As Cesar Martinez gets hands on it and is able to knock it down.
Great save.
Free kick went a long way. Cesar Martinez, one of 2 seniors being honored tonight, the other being number 24, Ojale Thomas. So the first time we've had to call Martinez's name all night, and he rises to the occasion, knocks it down.
It was interesting to see some offense finally from Old Westbury getting a shot on goal.
Ropstad's going to leave it ahead, giving chase is number 26. Ishmael Ruiz, can he knock it down? Yes, he can. Here comes Ropstad. That ball knocked away. Still loose. Deep in the Knights' end. Taking a hard fall is Torado. The referees saw the whistle, and the Knights are going to get some transition offense. Here's Tynan with speed, past midfield. Tynan ahead for Burgos. Burgos and Chacho on a foot race. Chacho's going to knock it down, and the two collide. And Andy Chacho down in quite a bit of pain as him and Jeremy Burgos both make an effort from the ball. The referees blow the whistle, and we'll step away for just a second. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back and better than ever. Luckily, Andy Chacho is up and moving under his own power. He will remain in game for the Panthers. Him and Burgos, hard collision. Chacho was down for a little bit of time and ultimately walked it off. All was well. Burgos giving chase, forces the pass up ahead. It's Allison chased down by Ropstad. Can Ropstad keep it in bounds? Yes, he can. A nimble effort there.
Both teams have shown great hustle so far in this game.
There's a whistle now, and it'll go the way of the Knights. So far, a very fast-paced game. Not a whole lot of stoppages. The injury timeout to Chacho is so far the only time the clock is stopped. But with the way it's a very fast-paced game, and with the way these teams are moving, it seems like a fast game. Here's Tomas. Up ahead, it's Allison, working it on him almost exactly the midfield line. Here's Tynan. Tynan's going to leave it behind for Tomas. Tomas, nifty move there. Tomas falls. The referee blows the whistle. And Tomas a little bit shaken up. Tomas is walking with a limp, but will, as of right now, remain in the game. That free kick is absolutely launched deep into the Panthers' end. Jeremy Burgos tries to get a head on it. Couldn't quite. That's going to be cleared by Parada. It's Puglisi now, guarded closely by Ropstad. So it's all the way ahead. Tomas gets a head on it. Tomas for Hughes. Both get heads on it. Hughes gets another head on it, and they're playing pinball right now. That one, just past the intended target. Tomas gets a foot on it, rockets that one right past midfield. The Panthers get a head on it. Tynan gets a head on it. Hughes gets a foot on it and ruins the fun. That one is going to stay in bounds. Mazzarelli working for the far sideline, gets his lunch money taken. Here's number 21, sends that back out. It's number 8, Ruben Teixeira. Teixeira is going to leave it for Torado. Torado back for Teixeira. Teixeira puts the moves on, gets past Burgos. Back for Torado. Torado for Ropstad. Ropstad gets by, loses his footing, can't quite catch up with the ball. Here's Torado. Torado's routine ground ball knocked down by Martinez, and the Knights are going to have a chance to set up. Martinez is going to roll that one off to his right for Tansey. Ropstad giving chase. Martinez is able to get it out of harm's way. Mazzarelli knocks it down. It's Tynan. Tynan, good move. Tynan up ahead. It's Hughes on the far sideline. That one knocked into the seats. Souvenir. Sliding effort from Ash Santos to get that ball out of play. Quickly thrown in. It's for Tynan. Tynan for Gutierrez. Gutierrez opts to let it go. It ends up on the feet of Ryan Kieser. It's Puglisi now. Puglisi back behind. It's Tansey. Tansey, ground ball. Crowell. It's Gutierrez. Gutierrez falls. The Panthers are able to take it away. Here's Celine. He loses the ball, and it's knocked away and taken by Kieser. Kieser for Tansey. Guarded closely by Toronto. Back to Tansy, working along the near sideline. Sends a good pass inside for Burgos. Can't quite corral it. And it'll roll untouched to Chacho.
Both teams showing maximum effort right now.
Chacho for Santos. And Colin, you're right. The effort has always been there. We were recently just talking. It's been a fast game. Both offenses look good. Both defenses look good. We'll see who breaks the seal first. So that one gets past midfield. It's quickly knocked down. Here's Tynan. Tynan, good pass for Hughes. Hughes giving chase. Keeps it in bounds.
Great opportunity right here for the Knights.
Hughes sends it towards the middle. Good pass. Gutierrez able to at least send it in the air. It's deep at the Panthers' end. It's working towards the box. That one gets past Tynan, and here come the Panthers in transition. Up ahead, it's Ropestad. Martinez is able to boot it away, get it out of harm's way. Here's Puglisi. Ball a mile in the air. Puglisi gets a head on it. That had to have hurt. Mazzarelli goes up for it, can't quite get it, and it'll fall in the hands of the Panthers. Here's Tomas for Tansy. Tansy, good pass ahead. It's Burgos. Burgos, good pass for Mazzarelli. Can the Knights do something here? Mazzarelli, good move. Back to Burgos. Outside of the box. Burgos waits. Works his way around. Burgos, centering pass. It's Hughes. That one goes high.
Shot just off, just above the net.
What a beautiful display of passing there from Mount St. Mary.
And a substitution here for Old Westbury. It's number 13, Jesse Vasquez.
Vasquez comes on in relief of number 26, Ishmael Ruiz. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not wearing my glasses. That's number 28, Chris Chimbo. Ishmael Ruiz is still on the field and currently has the ball. That one, it's the far sideline. It's number 13, Jesse Vasquez, fresh set of legs. Centering pass in. It's Toronto. That one said high. Martinez elects not to touch it. And it will, awaiting a signal from the referees, the Panthers get downfield. So I'm assuming it'll go with the Knights.
That was a wild sequence of events right there.
And that's the first legitimate opportunity the Panthers have had in tonight's contest. We're about 16 minutes in, 29-16 counting down. Pass from Mazzarelli, whiffed. Mazzarelli now, good pass ahead for Burgos. Burgos, can he stay onside? Burgos, it's a foot race. Burgos in alone, fires! Kept out of the net! What a save!
Unbelievable defensive play by Old Westbury.
I'm looking, that's number 2, Ash Santos. And that's the second time tonight, Colin, where the Knights have had the goalie beat, and a Panther comes out of nowhere and keeps it out of the net.
Yes, we saw that earlier with Mazzarelli's shot on goal.
Ash Santos keeps that one out of the net, keeps it 0-0. And Colin, we're in for quite the contest tonight, as here's the centering pass. That one hits off a whole bunch of people. Mazzarelli's shot blocked in front. That one is heading out of bounds. Everyone just kind of gives up. That one's headed near the broadcast booth. Unfortunately, doesn't reach us. And out of play. Here's Keyser. Keyser, intended for Burgos, has his pass picked off. That's Ruben Teixeira. Teixeira ahead. That pass well behind his intended target. Allison comes away for Tynan. Tynan leaves it for Tansy. Tansy fairly uncontested. Will send that one towards the middle. It's Gutierrez. Gutierrez has a back out wide. It's Burgos. Burgos can't quite corral it. Ruben Teixeira getting it set for Old Westbury. Celine now. Celine looks for Ruiz. Nobody home. Tomas gets a foot on it. Leaves it for Allison. Allison tries to work around Parada. Can't. That's number 13. That one knocked down by Martinez.
What a save by Martinez.
And if I know anything about soccer, I believe that'll go in the book as the first shot on goal tonight for Old Westbury. Just a testament to how both teams look exceptional on both sides of the ball. Martinez kicks it away. We're back to the action. Intended for Gutierrez. That one skips over his head and ends up out of play. Panther ball.
And another substitution for Old Westbury. It's number 34, D'Angelo Vallejo.
That one ends up out of play. And the number 34 on the front of Vallejo's jersey is much bigger than it is on the rest of his teammates. Here's Mazzarelli. The significance of that, I don't know, as Mazzarelli takes a hard hit. The referees, swift action. The referee giving number 8, Ruben Teixeira, a slap on the wrist. Mazzarelli took the hard hit but gets up fine. Gutierrez to take the free kick an inch away from the sideline.
This free kick is almost going to act like a corner kick right here.
The Knights have been looking for something all night. 20 minutes into the contest now, Gutierrez is shot well off. It looked like it caught the head of Burgos, but not on target. So nothing comes to pass. Here's Chacho. For number 5, Tyler Tessereri. Pickpocketed here. Here's Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli has that one taken away. Burgos looks to corral it. Can he? No. Parada guarded tightly by Mazzarelli. That one left behind for Santos. Chacho sends it way up ahead. Tanzi, or Keyser, and Ruiz both jump for it. Neither comes away with it. Teixeira on the sideline. Teixeira will leave it for Vallejo. Gutierrez looking for an opening, gets it to Puglisi. Puglisi not actively being face guarded, has a little bit of time to decide what he wants to do with the ball. Quickly picked up by Jeffrey Byris. Off the foot of Byris, knocked out of play. Solid defense there, but it'll stick with Mount St. Mary. Here's Puglisi for Burgos. Burgos catches it off the back foot and can't quite bring it in. Here's Keyser. Keyser for Tanzi. Tanzi up ahead. It's Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli, good move. Mazzarelli gets around both defenders, guarded quickly by Vallejo. Big number 34, literally. And it's Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli giving chase. Mazzarelli and Tanzi both can't come down with the ball. Ropestat loses the ball before anything comes of it. Puglisi, good pass along the near sideline. It's Gutierrez.
Knights have a chance here.
Gutierrez back to Puglisi. And the Knights, keeping with the theme we've seen all night, being very patient with the ball. So here's Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli rifles one towards midfield. Corralled by Keyser. That pass intercepted by Teixeira. Quickly turned ahead to Byris. Byris for Celine. Back corner, it's Santos. Santos to Parada. Parada to Teixeira. Picked off by Keyser. That one rifled out of bounds right at Coach Longacre. Panthers ball. Ball fired over the head of Puglisi, knocked down by Ropestat. Keyser now guarding Ropestat. Ropestat's pass to nobody in particular is going to be taken away by Allison. Allison pass intended for Keyser, just out of reach, but Keyser gets a good job getting foot on it. Leaves it for Tynan. Here's Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli guarded closely by Teixeira. Gets around Teixeira, but loses the ball. Mazzarelli's going to come away with it.
Great effort from Mazzarelli to get it.
Here's Tynan. Back to Mazzarelli, top of the box. Tynan. The ball's loose. Tynan fires. That one knocked down by Chacho. Still out in front. Gutierrez gets a shot. That one quickly cleared by a Panther in front of the net. And it'll be Ropestat. Ropestat leaves it for Vasquez. Vasquez, that one ends up out of bounds. But Colin, this last line of defense, if you will, like after the ball is beaten the goalkeeper, this last line of defense for Old Westbury has just been remarkable. That one's still loose in front.
Both teams have looked great defensively.
The action stalls a little bit as this one is just now across midfield into the Knights' end. He's that all the way back. It's Santos. And Santos tonight has been the epitome of the last line of defense, because if you'll remember that incredible save when it was one-on-one between him and Burgos, he was able to turn it aside. As Hughes sends that one upfield, that one quickly rejected. Now it's number 9, Ruben Salan. Saline, he falls. The referee opts to do nothing, and here come the Knights. Here's Tynan. Tynan for Mazzarelli. Quickly picked up by Teixeira. Teixeira watches Mazzarelli, leaves it for Keyser. Keyser for Tynan right here along the near sideline. Tynan back for Keyser. Keyser way over yonder. That's Dale Allison. Allison for Gutierrez. Gutierrez putting the tricks on. It's wide open. It's Puglisi. Puglisi waltzes inside the box. Puglisi centering pass. That one picked off by number 34, D'Angelo Vallejo. That one all the way almost back into the Knights box. It's Tynan. Puglisi was wide open. Opted for the pass as Chacho's going to bring it down right in the face of Burgos. Chacho to get rid of it. That one over the head. And Coach John DeRico is irate. The referee says, go grab some pie. DeRico pleads his case, unsuccessfully so. DeRico, riding the pine, issued a yellow card. Knights ball. Burgos, leaping effort, gets a head on it. It's Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli retains possession, sends it back for Puglisi. Puglisi, it's Burgos. Burgos can't quite corral it. It is nearly turned over, and it is turned over. It's Ropestat. Ropestat guarded quickly by Tanzi. Here's Ojale Tomas. Tomas sends it right back to sender. Burgos leaves it for Gutierrez. Gutierrez slides. The defender falls in two unrelated events. Ball all the way to the far sideline, up near the SID table. Keyser knocks down a Panther. The referee takes exception. We have a stoppage. A break to tie shoes for number 26, Ishmael Ruiz, as the ball is being spotted for a free kick. Taking the free kick, number 21, Jeffrey Byras. So, Colin, despite the 0-0 game, it has been a pretty animated first half, on and off the field.
Yes, I'd say so.
Burgos gets a head on it. Here's Tynan. That one out of play. Panther ball. Panthers playing hot potato. Before the game is rudely interrupted by Quinn Tynan. Tynan, can he come away with it? No. But the ball appears knocked out of play, and it'll go with the Knights. Under 20 minutes to play now. Well under 20 minutes to play. Nothing. The Knights so far dominating the offensive statistics, but it's just been a defensive masterpiece for both teams. And had two Panthers not been in the right place at the right time, it would have been 2-0. So the unstoppable force versus the immovable object is comparable to this Knights offense and this Panthers defense. It's just a matter of which one will break first. Mazzarelli gets a pass midfield. Mazzarelli will leave it for Hughes. Hughes stumbles a little bit. He's going to leave it back for Mazzarelli. It's Burgos. Burgos for Hughes. The Knights getting into position. Drops it back for Burgos. Burgos falls. Gets back on his feet. Gets the ball. Burgos is going to leave it for Hughes just outside of the box, and the referees blow the whistle. It appears the Knights are offside, and so they have what could have been a solid opportunity foiled by just inopportune placement. Parada will leave it for Vallejo. Vallejo for Chacho. Chacho sets the offense up. It's Teixeira. Burgos giving chase. Teixeira will leave it for Celine. Celine is Vallejo. Vallejo up ahead. Good defense by Tanzi. Tanzi knocks that one down. That could have been a fast break opportunity for purchase, but Tanzi says no. Tanzi and the Norwegian collide. Somebody wanted a foul. They're not going to get it. Solid defense there from Ropestat. Ropestat limping a little bit. It's Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli for Tynan. The Knights being careful. Tynan will leave it for Tansey. Good pass. Tansey fairly uncontested, working it into the back half of the Panthers' end. Good pass. It's Gutierrez right on top of the box. Gutierrez will leave it for Mazzarelli inside. Mazzarelli's shot hits somebody on the side of the head, but it'll stay live. It's Puglisi. Puglisi blocks it. Solid effort to keep it inside. Here's Kieser. Gets around the defender. Can't quite come away with the ball. Now it's Tansey.
Both of these teams being very physical in their approach.
Tansey and Byrus play a little bit of chicken before Byrus ultimately comes away with the ball. It's Burgos now. Burgos comes away with it, leaves it for Puglisi. Now it's Ruiz. Tomas guarding Ropestat. Ropestat gets around. Ropestat, good defense there. It's taken away by Allison. There's a slide. Ruiz and the referee have a mutual understanding. And Colin, while we have a little bit of a break, getting hit in the side of the head with a soccer ball has to hurt. Like, they fill these things all the way up.
I would say so. I mean, I've known people that have gotten concussions. It is not fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a massive plane overhead. You can hear your tax dollars at work. And there's a car behind us, so it is just a terrible spot to be in this broadcast booth right now. It's Mazzarelli. He works away with it. Boy, you'd think this plane is going to land on Powell Avenue. It's Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli sends it upfield. It's Hughes. Hughes giving chase. Hughes across for Burgos. Burgos can't quite get a head on it. Hits Teixeira. Teixeira a little rattled. Puglisi, leaping effort. The leaping effort, too much for Thiago Tirado to handle. He falls, and the referees take exception. And just with how, like, the common maneuver that is the header in soccer, like, these are not light. I've gotten the privilege to play with a soccer ball in my day. And, you know, getting hit literally anywhere on your body is not a pleasant experience. That one set all the way up. It's Ropestat. Ropestat can't quite get it. Tomas gets a head on it. Speak of the devil. It's Puglisi. Kieser, that one goes off to Shera and out of play. And on now for the Knights, it's number 22, Carson Maker. Maker comes on in relief of number 5, J.C. Gutierrez. Puglisi set to kick it away throw it right in front of the Knights bench. Throws it. It's Burgess. Here's Teixeira. That one, Puglisi gets a foot on it, disrupts the pass. Tansey giving chase. It's Martinez. Ropestat also giving chase, peels off. It's Martinez is going to get it back to Tansey.
Through a combination of good defense and some interesting offense, we still sit at 0-0.
So that pass jumps on Mazzarelli a little bit. The Panthers take advantage. We are now 13 minutes to go. And again, nothing. And this is, despite this, don't let the score fool you, this has been a pretty entertaining game. As Tirado will send one towards the middle, it's nobody home. Allison gets a head on it. And the Knights need to get this one out. It's Celine. Puglisi now gets a foot on it. Puglisi's going to leave it on the sideline. It's Burgess, guarded tightly by Teixeira. It's Maker, the fresh set of legs. Maker puts the moves on. The Knights get a little bit of breathing room, but they still need to get it out of their own end. Here's Maker. Maker's going to leave it on the ground for Mazzarelli, and here come the Knights. Mazzarelli, pass ahead, intended for Tynan. Nobody home. And a valiant effort. Chacho falls on it, rolls on it, and here come the Panthers now back the other way. It's Vallejo. Vallejo for Tirado. For Parada. For Santos along the far sideline. Santos' pass. Received cleanly by a Panther down at the other end. That's number 13, Jesse Vasquez. Vasquez is going to leave it for Ropestat. Ropestat centering pass, stays on the ground. It's Celine, fires, scores. And Colin, there it is. It's a matter of time before somebody scored.
Yeah, with the physical play of both of these teams, we were bound to have a goal at any time.
Good centering pass from Henrik Ropstad. Ate up the Knights defender there. Just right person, right time. That's number 9, Ruben Celine, knocking home the game's first goal. It is now 1-0 Old Westbury.
The Knights still with an opportunity here to tie it up before the end of the first half.
And, of course, if you're the Knights, you can't hang your head about the way you've played so far, as that deflects off the goal scorer. The Knights have played quite well. I mean, just now you've been punched in the mouth. You can't let this get out of control. So I think if you're Mount St. Mary, you just have to focus on playing the way you've been playing, and you can't let the situation get worse than it already is. This Tansy's going to float one. Intended for Mazzarelli. Burgos knocks it down. Here's a chance for the Knights. Burgos, he fires and scores!
Spectacular goal from Jeremy Burgos.
And I take, the Knights clearly adhered to the advice. The offensive attack has been just as good as it's been all night, and Jeremy Burgos knocks it in for the Knights, puts the biscuit in the basket, and ladies and gentlemen, it's 1-1. And Burgos, if you remember, was denied on a truly incredible effort from Ash Santos of Old Westbury. Nobody home for that one.
If those two earlier plays had gone the Knights' way, we would be talking about this game a lot differently right now.
That one flung all the way up the field. The Panther giving chase, ends up falling. We do not have a stoppage. Everybody just kind of slowed down for a second. That one ends up out of bounds. There, it's just been that kind of game. Old Westbury opens the scoring, and that came maybe 15, if that, 15 seconds after the Ruben Celine goal.
And then that Knights goal was scored by number 30, Jeremy Burgos.
And now the question is raised, can the Knights get another one before half? Because now you can be on the attack. You smell blood in the water. Like I said, you've been punched in the mouth, and the Knights have just punched right back. So obviously they're playing full steam ahead. We'll see if they can tack on one more as this ball is deep in their own end. Jump ball between Tansy and Ropestad. Tansy comes away with it. Here's Keyser. Keyser at the very least getting it out of harm's way. It's Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli, good move. Mazzarelli working it inside the midfield circle, leaves it for Keyser. Keyser is able to work it out of harm's way. We have a stoppage. Mazzarelli rises from a knee. The ball being placed accordingly for a free kick. 9.5 minutes to play. Taking the free kick, number 22, Carson Maker. Maker fires. Somebody gets a head on it, but it falls right into the lap of Cha-Cha. Still, the Knights' offense keeps on rolling. That one will go in the scorebook as a shot on goal. The Knights' 6th of the game. Cha-Cha with some fairly unconvincing pump fakes finally gets it away. Intended again for Ropestad. Can't quite come down with it. Here's Celine. For Ropestad. Ropestad's pass. Picked off by Tomas, but the referees take exception. In basketball, that would be a double dribble, but in soccer, we don't have those here. And it'll be United's ball. Here's Maker. Maker for Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli, good move up ahead. It's Keyser. Can Keyser stay on side? Yes, he can. Keyser is going to leave it behind for Puglisi. Puglisi giving chase. Solid effort to keep that in bounds, and the Knights could be in business. The Knights in the market for a second goal. Puglisi works his way around. Puglisi all the way towards the middle of the field. Nobody touches him. Is going to send it all the way back for Allison. Allison's going to send that one right back in. Uncontested, it's Keyser. Keyser gets a head on it. That one's still loose in front. Offside. Tell you what, though, from Dale Allison, that pass was right on the money.
Unfortunate for the Knights there because they had some great offensive momentum.
Here's Teixeira now. Teixeira with steam. Puglisi bodies up Tirado. Tirado can't get around the brick wall. Maker gets a foot on it. Comes away with the Panthers anyway, but here's Tynan. Tynan looking to set up. Has Hughes in transition. Takes the ball himself. Passes it up the other way. That one slid and kept out of harm's way. Here's Celine. Now it's Ropestad. That one hits Ropestad in the shoulder. Then turn around to track the ball. Classic mistake most wide receivers make. So Ropestad's going to leave it back for Tirado. It's Tirado back behind the midfield line. It's Parada. Parada way to the far sideline. It's Santos. Santos, good pass. Intended for Celine. That one finds its way through. Now here come the Panthers. That ball inside the box. That one's rifled wide. Jesse Vasquez, that one looked like intended to be a centering pass. That ball was rifled. There's just nobody there to receive it. And it ends up out of harm's way. But that could have been a solid opportunity with the right guys in the right spots. Here's Tomas. 6.5 minutes to play in this first half. Tomas sends one way upfield. Santos gets a head on it. That one kept in play by Celine. That one gets past Keyser. He's going to leave it for Ropestad. Ropestad, nifty pass up ahead. Loose in front. Puglisi in a tussle. That one comes out. The referees blow the whistle in the Knights' favor.
Again, there's that physical nature from both teams.
And both teams have not been afraid to put a body on somebody, and so far it's worked out. 1-1 game. Pretty solid defense from both sides. See if anyone can net the go-ahead goal before half. They have 5 minutes and 45 seconds to do so.
Scoring a goal right here for either side would be a huge momentum boost.
Tomas will leave it on the far sideline. It's Allison. It's Mazzarelli. Allison now guarded closely by Vallejo. Has that one taken away by Celine. Celine is going to leave it for Ropestad, and this is a solid opportunity here for Purchase. Ropestad fires off the post!
Very powerful shot on goal by Ropestad.
Ball smoked. Hits off the iron and gets out of harm's way. Tell you what, though, that might have killed somebody. You think he has a license for that firearm or no? Anyhow, the shot nearly broke the goalpost. But either way, stays out of the net. It's Tirado, and it's Ropestad again. We'll see if he can get off another 180-mile-an-hour shot. Leave it to the far sideline. It's Jesse Vasquez. That one skied. It's Burgos. Good pass. It's Puglisi. Can't quite catch up to it. 4 minutes, 15 seconds, and counting down.
That was definitely one of the most powerful soccer shots I've ever seen.
I think they just make Norwegian soccer players in a lab.
Could be the case.
Erling Haaland, right? I don't watch professional soccer, so ladies and gentlemen. Here's Mazzarelli now. Mazzarelli has a chance. Mazzarelli beats the goalkeeper, and he scores!
Great goal there for the Knights. Marco Mazzarelli.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's 2 in the span of 8 minutes, and the Knights have come from 1-0 down, scored 2 unanswered, and we're on top 2-1.
And with that goal, Mazzarelli now with 10 total goals on the season. He leads the Knights in that category.
I'll tell you what, this parallels the shot we saw earlier in the game where Mazzarelli beat the goalkeeper, but the ball collided with someone on net and was deflected. So here, Andy Chacho's aggressive play style comes back to bite him. He comes out for the ball. Mazzarelli's able to get around him and keep it away from the Panthers and tuck it in. Perfect timing. 2-1 Mount St. Mary.
And we have a substitution here for the Knights. It's number 14, Ryan Alvarado.
So the Knights bring in the boom, Colin. And that just goes to show, and not exclusively just soccer and sports, if you can't, that pass will end up out of bounds. If you can't capitalize on opportunities you've been given, some of that will break in the other team's direction. I mean, Ropestad, that shot, and we're talking about it, got pulled over for speeding and whatnot, but it didn't go in. And it was a beautiful opportunity. If that shot was an inch to the right, it would have gone in. That one's about to play. And so the Knights see that missed opportunity and raise the Panthers a goal.
And you got to think, if you're the Knights right here in these last 3 minutes, you got to just do whatever you can to keep that ball out of your own defensive half.
Exactly right. I mean, the Knights, got punched in the mouth and have punched back twice, and still all the momentum is in their end. The ball is in their end. They've scored the last 2. 3 minutes left in the half. I mean, let's not push the envelope here, but if the Knights can at least continue this momentum, I'm not saying they have to score a goal, but if they can at least carry this momentum into the second half, they'll have to feel pretty good as Puglisi puts a move on. Puglisi for Alvarado. Alvarado centering, Puglisi centering pass, that one tied up. It's loose, corralled by Jesse Vasquez, and Vasquez will have to get it away. He does successfully. Intended for Ropestad, that one out of reach. Tansey sends that one towards midfield, nobody home. Here's Burgos now. Burgos, that ball behind the goalkeeper. Out of play. Referee blows the whistle. Something is amiss. 2 minutes, 10 seconds counting down.
It'll be a corner kick here for the Knights.
And ladies and gentlemen, if soccer had a 2-minute warning, it would be right about now as Carson Maker set to take the corner kick. This would be Mount St. Mary's second of the game. Here it comes. That one towards the middle. Somebody gets an impressive head on it. That one's rifled right out of the Knights' box. Tomas, the last line of defense for Mount St. Mary's, going to boot it to at least keep it in the Panthers' end. Ash Santos elects to let it go out of play. He'll leave it for Chacho. Chacho's going to get it for Parada. Parada for Teixeira. Alvarado gets a good body on Teixeira. Teixeira falls. The referees take note. Minute 13 counting down. It's Ruiz now. Ruiz for Celine. Celine and the Panthers are trying to get one last goal across before half. Vasquez has that ball stripped. Hughes can keep it in bounds for an impressive amount of time given the circumstances, but it ends up out of play nonetheless.
Great effort there from Liam Hughes.
Half-hearted whistle from the referee, making sure it ends up into the hands of the right man. It does. That one left in for Vallejo. Vallejo towards the middle. It's Ropestad. That one over his head. Still loose. It's Tirado. Guarded closely by Puglisi. Puglisi, solid effort, gets that one knocked away and draws the foul. Stellar defense there from Vincent Puglisi. And Colin, if that was an opportunity before the break for the Panthers, that was it. "15 seconds. Robert Tansey in no hurry. Tansey sends that one away, and we are under 10.
That was a great job by the Knights in that previous possession on defense.
Here now it's the Knights versus the Panthers and the clock. That one knocked out of harm's way. Hughes and Santos collide, and that'll take us into the half. So as of right now, the Mount St. Mary Knights, 2 goals on 7 shots. The old Westbury Panthers, 1 goal on 3 shots. Colin, we're in for a good second half.
Yes, we are, Lucas.
Ladies and gentlemen, try not to miss us too much. We'll be back in 15 minutes for the second half of action. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Once again, I am Lucas Stackpole. With me in the booth is Colin Lambert. We're set to bring you the second half of what is a 2-1 soccer game between the Mount St. Mary Knights, who are ahead, and the visiting Old Westbury Panthers. Colin, you want to know what the only thing better than soccer is?
What was that, Lucas?
It's baseball. No, I'm just kidding. It's more soccer. So if you're just now joining us, the Knights scored a goal with maybe 3.5 minutes left in the half. They took 2 in the span of maybe 10 minutes. They were trailing 1-0. They now lead 2-1. So if the Knights can keep up the offense, if they can play as well on both sides of the ball as they did in the first half, they will be just fine. Set to kick it away is Norway's favorite son, Henrik Ropstad, and we're underway. The Panthers control it in their own end. And during the break, Colin, I noticed the Knights have made, not the Knights, the other guys, the Panthers have made a change in net. Into the game now is number 00, Paul DeJaneiro. As it's Mazzarelli putting the moves on, and the Knights are in business early. It's still loose, gets it inside, it's Mazzarelli, Mazzarelli! They score! 34 seconds into the half, the Knights are up 3-1.
Another huge goal for Mazzarelli. That brings his season total to 11 goals.
Mazzarelli's second of the night. It's a rude welcome for DeJaneiro, who lets in a goal 34 seconds in on the first shot he sees.
Old Westbury did not seem to like what they saw from Chacho in that first half, but not off to a great start for DeJaneiro.
So the Knights scored at what was roughly the 11-minute mark, the 3-minute mark, and now the 44-minute mark. And so the Knights have ripped off 3 unanswered. And I'll tell you, Colin, this Knights offense looks like a wagon right now. Santos will leave it for Parada. For the far sideline, that is Tessereri. So the Panthers left to lick their wounds. It's the far sideline. It works it back in. It's Celine, who has the only goal of the game so far for Old Westbury. Works it along the sideline. It's a good effort to keep it in. Now it's Ropstad giving chase. Ropstad guarded by Tanzi. Ropstad gets around. Ropstad centering pass. That one's blocked by Tomas. Tomas gets it to Hughes along the far sideline. Hughes, guarded by Torado, gets it for Tynan. Tynan's pass up ahead. Ahead intended for Burgos. Burgos can't quite get it. That one. Tynan gets a body on it. Leaves that one behind. It's Hughes. Hughes for Keyser. There it's for Tanzi. Gets that one for Hughes. Hughes, it's Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli now. Fairly unguarded. Mazzarelli there, picked up by number 21, Jeffrey Byrus. Mazzarelli now in alone. Mazzarelli gets a shot off that one right at DeJaneiro.
Mazzarelli going for a hat trick right there.
Any and all momentum from the conclusion of that first half has stuck with the Knights to begin the second. 1 goal on 2 shots so far. Mazzarelli has taken both. And there's no doubt in my mind he'll end up taking some more as Burgos now guarding Torado. Burgos slides. The referee quick to give Burgos a yellow. So the referee puts the yellow card back in his wallet. Swift action taken on a hard tackle by Burgos. Probably the right call. Kicking it away, number 5, Tyler Tessereri. And after a long wait, the ball is back in play. Picking that off is number 5, J.C. Gutierrez. That ball goes all the way past Santos. Burgos giving chase. It's DeJaneiro who's able to send it away. Off the head of Torado, Tomas bodies it up. Tomas will send it past midfield, and that one's knocked away by number 34, Vallejo. Vallejo will leave it for Celine. For Byrus. Back to Celine and Byrus, both controlling the ball. Gutierrez falls. Here's Vasquez. Vasquez, good pass. Back to Vasquez. Good sliding defense from Allison. That one knocked away by Tansy. Knocked out of harm's way. It's Mazzarelli looking to get it going. Here's Tynan. He has control of the ball, but the ball is in the Knights' end. Good pass ahead. That one deflected by Santos. De Janeiro giving chase. Called off by Parada, who opts to let it go to De Janeiro. So the Panthers have a little bit of a wake-up call. Their offense has looked a little better to open the second half than it did to start the first, and now here's Liam Hughes working all the way back towards the midfield circle. Leaves it for Tansy. That one gets past him, and the Knights are on the retreat. Leaves it for Martinez, who rifles it away. There it's Parada. Wears one off the dome. It's Hughes. Leaves it for Keyser. Now it's Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli and the Knights working in on a 3-on-4. Mazzarelli tries to leave it from behind for somebody who isn't there. Now it's Keyser. Keyser for Tynan. Tynan towards the middle. That one quickly sets away by Parada. It's high in the air, and the Knights are going to get to try it again. Here's Gutierrez. Gutierrez. It's Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli uses his head. Is going to leave it for Tynan. Tynan works it towards the very top corner of the box. Loses it. Tessereri is able to knock it away. Tessereri now for Ruiz.
This looks like the real first opportunity here on offense for Old Westbury in this half.
Tomas falls. Almost gets hurdled by Ropestat. Ropestat and Tomas ensure that there's no bad blood between the two. And on we play. Tomas to kick it away. For Hughes. Back for Tansy. Tansy for Mazzarelli. That one picked off by Santos. Vallejo gets a foot on it. Can't quite corral it. Now here's Tynan. Tynan. Fresh into the game for the Knights. Number 7, Ryder Esposito. Esposito leaves it for Keyser. Keyser for Tynan. Tynan for Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli putting the moves on. Gives it up for Gutierrez. Gutierrez, good move. Gutierrez trying to work his way around Tessereri. For Tynan. Tynan for Burgos. Tynan gets a shot off. That one knocked down by De Janeiro.
Another great defensive possession for Old Westbury.
And the Knights have just kept their foot on the gas. It's their 10th shot on goal. And I believe they're third of the half, and we're 5.5 minutes in. That one sent all the way across field. It's Vasquez. Vasquez knocks it down, begins making a play on it. Vasquez will leave it for Virus.
You got to expect right now the Knights, with how much offensive momentum.
And that one falls into the lap of Celine, looking for a second of the game. There it is.
And I will now eat my words.
The referee. The Knights are wanting a call. It does not appear they're going to get. And so that's number 9, Ruben Celine. The ball fell right into his lap, and he took it to the rack. Second goal of the night, 3-2.
I was going to say the Knights have some great momentum, and they still do. Still with a goal lead.
Coming into the game now for Old Westbury, number 28, Chris Chimbo. And this just adds to the all-name team argument we were having earlier. Chris Chimbo is right off the tongue. Gutierrez now fires. And the Knights, of course, are still playing with the lead, but they're no longer playing with momentum. So they're a little bit in the same boat they were when they went down 1-0. Obviously, playing with a one-goal lead is a little different, but you can't get too comfortable. And for sports that involve goals, mainly soccer and hockey, 2 goals is the most dangerous lead in the sport, as that's number 12, Randy Parada, down on the ground. The referee calls for the trainer and will step away.
And a substitution had to be made after that injury. It's number 5, Tyler Tesserer.
Tessereri back into the game for Old Westbury. It's Burgos now. It's Tynan. Tynan putting the burners on. Here come the Knights. Tynan flails a little bit. That one kept in. Tynan's pass blocked, ends up out of play behind the end line, but it looks like it'll be a corner kick from Mount St. Mary. Gutierrez to take the corner kick for the Mount. Here comes the corner kick. It's Gutierrez. Gutierrez stays low to the ground. That one easily taken away by Old Westbury. Tynan, pass up ahead for Hughes, a little bit ahead of Hughes. Good play to keep it in bounds, but it's not a good pass for an opportunity. Gutierrez couldn't get a solid foot on it. Good play by Keyser to keep it in play. Keyser sends that one towards the net. That one high. Good leaping save from De Janeiro. Really good shot on net there from Ryan Keyser. Just ends up out of play. Solid save from De Janeiro. That'll go in the books as the Knights' 11th shot on goal of the game. And only have a little bit of a stoppage for the folks at home. Aaron Judge has hit a home run. I believe it's 2-0 Yankees. In what I wish could be the first World Series that had both teams lose. Gutierrez now rifles that one towards the net. Tynan gets a foot on it. Ends up behind the net.
Another substitution for Old Westbury. It's number 12, Randy Parada.
Parada back in the game after taking the hard fall. And as is the deal, Parada can come back into the game for Tessereri without the cost of a substitution. Here it comes from De Janeiro. A laser towards the far sideline. Hughes gets a foot on it. Unfortunately, it will be out on him. That one's thrown. Here come Mount St. Mary. That one. Good defense there. Tansy giving chase to the far sideline, guarded closely by number 23, Dwan Benjamin. Benjamin forces that one out of play. And so the Panthers will get a shot here in the Knights' own zone. Old Westbury trying to ride their momentum a little bit here. That one sent towards the net and out of reach. Good centering pass, but nobody was home. Esposito giving chase now. Esposito has a good pass there for Tynan. Tynan, it's Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli for Gutierrez. Gutierrez, good pass. It's Keyser. Keyser can't quite corral it, and it'll fall into the lap of SUNY Old Westbury. Shaking up a little bit on that play is number 8, Ruben Teixeira. No whistle yet. That ball's smoked. Played well by Ropestad. Now here's Benjamin. Benjamin in their own end leaves it for Ropestad. Ropestad, can he get to it? No, he cannot. Good defense there from Esposito. Gutierrez. And now the referees finally blow the whistle. And so we'll have another stoppage as they tend to Teixeira. Ruben Teixeira is able to walk off onto the field under his own power. He is on the sideline, but as is the injury rule, as we just saw with Parada and Tessereri. It will be a free sub should Teixeira come back into the game, as now it's Burgos, works his way inside. He's going to leave it for Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli from the top of the box, tried to get that one inside. That one quickly rejected.
And Teixeira seemed to be okay.
Gutierrez gets a solid shoulder on Benjamin. The referees blow the whistle, takes exception. Fast-paced offense now. The Panthers looking to catch the Knights off guard. The Knights are able to get back to their feet quickly. And now the Knights, of course, nursing a one-goal lead. But ever since that goal, that momentum has clearly been with Old Westbury. As now it's Tynan up ahead for Mazzarelli. That one ends up out of play. And this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. The little stuff that was so crisp for the Knights in the first half, and even the opening to the second half, just quite aren't falling as well.
Substitution here for Old Westbury. It's number 26, Ismael Ruiz.
Ruiz comes off for D'Angelo Vallejo. I think, as I mentioned earlier, Vallejo's 34 on the front of his jersey is massive. Ropstead. That one rejected quickly by, hard fall taken by Tanzi. Tanzi slow to get up, but does get up. As that one, Martinez says that one a country mile the other way. Tynan gets ahead on it, and the Knights corral it, and here's Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli with speed. He has two on the night. Mazzarelli's centering pass intended for Esposito. That one's blocked, but the Knights are able to come away with it. Now it's Gutierrez working with it on the near sideline. Gutierrez will get it to Keyser. Keyser puts the moves on Benjamin, sends that one all the way back across the field. It's Tanzi. The Knights are going to get a little bit of offensive momentum going back in their direction as Tanzi's pass gets ahead and sent back to the sender. Here's Tynan. Tynan spin move. Tynan works his way around. Tynan is going to leave that for Hughes. Hughes fires. That one catches somebody in front. Bouncing ball knocked down by De Janeiro. McCollum, there's the answer the Knights needed. There's the possession they've been looking to string together ever since that second Old Westbury goal.
And the injuries for Old Westbury slowing down the pace of this game seems to be working well for Old Westbury.
Of course, now the Knights, of course, still working with the lead, but they're cradling a little bit of momentum that has broken their way. Gutierrez putting the clamps on Ropstad. Ropstad is able to get it away. It's Santos. Santos for Vasquez, guarded closely by Esposito. Esposito not giving Vasquez an inch of ground. Vasquez falls to the ground. Vasquez falls around right in front of the Knights bench. He's still down in some pain as Benjamin tries to get it inside. Can't. Esposito for Tynan. Vasquez gets up and appears fine. Here's Tynan. Tynan for Esposito. That ball nails the scorer's table. Celine upset with the call. Celine has both goals tonight for Old West. Here's Burgos. Burgos is a goal scorer. That one rocketed out of play. Thrown in by Esposito. Esposito gets it to Gutierrez. Gutierrez putting the moves on Celine. Does so successfully. It's Tynan. Tynan lets it go through. A little bit of communication, a little bit of miscommunication, as Keyser wasn't quite expecting the ball, but he's able to corral it nonetheless. Now it's Hughes working towards the outside of the box. Hughes and Keyser play catch. Mazzarelli's able to knock it down. Here's Tynan. Tynan, that one finds us all the way back out. It's Esposito. And that has been a recurring theme for the Knights offense, at least in the second half. Work it inside, hit somebody. You get it to somebody on the outside towards midfield, and you try the whole thing again. There's Tanzi. Tanzi for Keyser. Keyser's pass intercepted, and here come the Panthers. That one sent upfield. It's for Ropstad. Ropstad working, guarded by Tomas. Ropstad's able to come away with it. No, Tomas, good defense. Can he keep it in bounds? Yes, he can, and the Knights are going to try and get something going the other way. Here's Hughes. Hughes waltzes it towards the sideline, is able to go backwards, and is going to leave it for Allison. Allison for Gutierrez. Gutierrez rifles one upfield. That one catches the head of Santos, but it falls right into the lap of number 7, Ryder Esposito. Esposito will leave it for Burgos. Burgos back to Tynan. And now it's the strategy where the Knights are just give it to somebody who's open and let the play develop. Here's Tynan. Good pass. Intended for Hughes. Hughes able to get a good foot on it. That pass, not enough mustard on it. Here's Mazzarelli's pass, that one blocked. Here's Tynan. Tynan will get it for Burgos. A lot of dissension on the field right now for Old West. Burgos' pass towards the top of the box. It's Gutierrez. Gutierrez works his way around. Gutierrez for Burgos. Burgos is going to leave it behind for Esposito. Esposito now for Tynan. The Knights taking their time with the ball here. Tynan's pass attempted inside is blocked. Good play by Gutierrez to try and keep it with the Knights. Taking another hard fall is Vasquez. It'll be out on Mount St. Mary. Taking the free kick now, De Janeiro. De Janeiro sends it well on its way for Ropstadt. Ropstadt's able to body it up. Can't maintain possession of the ball as he's quickly swarmed by the backfield combination of Ryan Keyser and Dale Allison. Celine rips that one away from Keyser. Celine guarded by Gutierrez. Gutierrez able to knock it away, and Celine forced to retreat. To the far sideline, that's number 8, Ruben Teixeira. That ball's rifled high of the net. 28:45 to play here in this game's second half. The Knights, 3-2 lead.
And now making a substitution is Old Westbury once again. It's number 17, Christian Rincon.
Rincon now onto the field, fresh set of legs for the Panthers. Trying to come back from a 2-goal deficit. Mazzarelli knocks it down. Mazzarelli working at the M in MSMC. Which one, you might ask? The second one. De Janeiro knocks it down. So De Janeiro, despite letting in the first shot he saw, has hunkered down. Has faced 4 shots since then. The goal he let in was the 8th. 9, 10, 11, and 12 have all been stops. It's Ropstadt, solid effort, but can't quite come away with the ball. Vasquez, solid effort keeping that in play. I thought that went out. Vasquez centering pass. Martinez able to knock it down. And a commendable effort there from number 13, Jesse Vasquez, to keep that one in bounds and at least get a shot off. Making the Knights sweat a little bit. Keyser for Gutierrez. Gutierrez can't quite get a solid foot on it, but Mazzarelli comes away with it. Falling is Vasquez, and the Knights catch a break. Here's Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli will leave it for Tomas. Tomas guarded by Ropstadt. Tomas gets it away. Way upfield intended for Burgos. Nobody home. And that was not the world's wisest pass as Burgos was guarded 2-on-1, and that pass just never reached him. Here's Celine centering pass intended for Ropstadt, but can't quite corral it. Gutierrez giving chase was number 17, Rincon, but Rincon fell before he could get to the ball, and so another little break for the Knights. That one sent out away. And a lot of fancy words coming from the field now. Dissension between both teams. Neither side really satisfied with the way they've opened the second half. That one's lined into the Panthers' end of the field. The Panthers working with it deep in their own end. The Knights looking to at least get a little bit of momentum back. The momentum for either side is kind of stalled. There's Burgos now for Esposito. Esposito back to Burgos. Burgos has one. Looking for another. Gets inside. Gets past. Fires. That one blocked in front. Kept in bounds. That one's rifled out of play near the barricade, so it'll be Knights' ball.
And some substitutions here for the Knights. It's number 8, Elijah Dupree, and number 14, Ryan Alvarado.
That's Mount St. Mary Knights outfielder Elijah Dupree coming into the game. Coming on in relief of number 30, Jeremy Burgos, and number 7, Ryder Esposito. Here's Hughes now. Hughes volleys one for Tynan. Tynan able to get a foot on it. Can he keep it in bounds? Yes, he can. Tynan walking the line. Gets it for Hughes. And the referees call that one out of bounds, questionably so. The Knights find their way with the ball regardless. Allison. There's a whistle, and it'll be Knights' ball. So the referees have elected to take the confusing route these last 30 seconds. 25 minutes left in regulation. Gutierrez trying to set something up. The Knights looking for an insurance goal. Here comes Gutierrez. Sends that one into a sea of players. Leaping for it as Tansy can't get any body on it. That one will go out of play, I believe, untouched. De Janeiro to kick it away. Low line drive. That gets past Ropstad, who was the intended target. Allison now is going to keep it low, get it to Gutierrez. Gutierrez, in a little bit of trouble, gets it to Tomas. Tomas for Hughes. Hughes now works it upfield. That one taken away. That one rifled. Ropstad giving chase. Ropstad guarded tightly by Allison. Ropstad will leave it for Vasquez. Vasquez towards the middle of the field. Nobody home. Tansy gets a head on it. The Knights need to get this out. Kieser, trouble and down again. Ball ends up at the back of the net after the whistle. Colin, what are the odds this guy nails this parallel parking job behind us?
By the looks of it, not likely.
We have the stoppage. Unfortunately, there's no camera in the broadcast booth, but our booth is just a table situated alongside Powell Avenue. And so there are two cars, and it's a perfect parallel parking opportunity for those worthy. And the person behind us is not doing a good job at all. Back to soccer now. That kick fielded cleanly by Martinez. But either way, this car is just stopped pretty much in the middle of the road. The folks in it are getting out, so I have to keep my voice down. Martinez sends it away. There's that one for Vasquez. That one dribbling. Hughes and Santos collide. Both parties appear fine. Panther ball. Here's Allison. Guarding Ropstad. Allison and Ropstad get into it. Allison knocks it away. Here's Mazzarelli. Ropstad a little shaken up. And Dale Allison has been playing masterful defense on the much bigger Henrik Ropstad. And Ropstad in a little bit of discomfort. Here's Tomas. Ojale Tomas will leave it for his keeper, who sends it right back where it came from. Intended for Tynan. Tynan's able to knock it down. It'll end up on the feet of Liam Hughes. Tynan now. Tynan pushing it upfield. Good pass. Can the Knights stay onside? It's Dupree. That one loose. Dupree and De Janeiro collide. Still loose. De Janeiro has to get back into the net. He does. Hughes will fire that one towards the net. Gets a body on it. Still loose. That one bouncing in front of the Panther bench. Ends up out of play. So De Janeiro has a little bit of time to catch his breath, but that's the second time today where we've seen an overzealous goalkeeper collide with a Knight. So De Janeiro walking under his own power in the net. Dupree is fine. So the Knights, again, really either side trying to create any bit of momentum. That pass for Tynan just over his head. And De Janeiro and Dupree almost meet again. De Janeiro opts to throw this one, leaves it for Byres. Byres now, it's Celine. Celine, that one sent high up into the air. Tomas gets a head on it. Mazzarelli now puts the moves on. Mazzarelli for Tynan. That one loose. Dupree can't quite catch up to it. Dupree guarding Santos. That one for Vasquez. Guarded by Allison. Good defense. But it's knocked out of play, and it'll be Panther ball. Vasquez throws it in. Good defense by Allison. He's been everywhere. That one knocked in. It's loose still. Gutierrez gets not a solid foot on it, but gets a foot on it. It's Vasquez now working it towards the top corner of the box. Tries to get it to the middle where Ropstad is waiting. Can't quite get it. Now it's Celine. Tomas, solid effort to get it out, and the threat is vanquished. But now it's a whole lot of effort from this Panthers offense. Here's Mount St. Mary now. Dupree giving chase. He's the only knight in the area. That one towing the midfield line. Ropstad guarded by Tomas now. Here's Byers. His pass gets it to Celine. Celine up ahead. There's Ropstad working on one leg. Sends it to Martinez. That one floated not out of play, but out of danger. Ropstad, ever since that possession with Allison a couple minutes ago, has been a little bit gimpy. But was in full stride there. Commendable defense there from the Knights. Tomas and Gutierrez play catch with each other. Mazzarelli now. Old Westbury wanted a hand, didn't get one. Mazzarelli takes a hard fall, gets up fine. Here's Tynan to the far sideline. Tynan to Tomas, to Keyser, now to Allison. Allison, the ball out of harm's way so far, guarded by Vasquez. That pass intended for Gutierrez, well behind Gutierrez, nothing comes of it. Now it's Ishmael Ruiz. That pass blocked and ends up out of play. And so another Old Westbury possession squandered.
These last 15 or so minutes of the game without a goal have been the same as what we've seen back in the first half. A lot of physical play, great hustle, and great defense from both sides.
Tynan takes a fall, but is also responsible for a foul. So the referee gives him a slap on the wrist and then a helping hand up. 18 and a half minutes to play. And as Colin was just so kindly informing you all, it's still 3-2. Not a goal has been scored since Old Westbury scored the goal to bring them within one. Dare I say the momentum still rests with Old Westbury. They just need to cash one in. Because like we saw with Ropstad's shot after the post in the first half, if you don't capitalize on punishments when if you don't capitalize on opportunities when they're given to you, you're oftentimes punished. As it's Mazzarelli now. Mazzarelli, it's Dupree. Dupree takes a hard fall. De Janeiro has a little bit of trouble with it, but is able to keep it in bounds. He made that one look difficult. Oh, and he steps out of bounds. De Janeiro can't believe it, but from our extremely limited viewpoint in the broadcast booth, he had a really hard time with a ball that wasn't moving terribly fast. So De Janeiro gets attacked by the ball, muffs it, ends up out of play. And I'll tell you, this would be a perfect chance for the Knights here. Gutierrez. Nobody home. Solid there from Rincon. Another head on it. That's kept inside the Knights and the Panthers' end. The Knights trying to keep it within the goalie box. Here's Allison now. Allison guarded tightly by Vasquez. Can't quite come away with it. There's no clear victor there. Looking for Ropstad. Off the head of Ropstad, but nobody there to receive it from Old Westbury. St. Louis, Mazzarelli collides with somebody. The referee, double whistle, calls for the goalie. And that's a yellow for Elijah Dupree. Dupree not pleased. Tynan pleading his case. Tynan wearing the captain's band. Just trying to figure out what went wrong. Jeremy Burgos now on the sideline. Appears ready to return to the game. Clock is stopped. The referee writing a ticket. 16 minutes, 40 seconds to play. Your score is still 3-2. De Janeiro sends that one well away into a sea of bodies. That catches a head. It's deep now in the Knights' end. Dupree has to get it out. Leaves it for Tynan. Tynan runs into Byris. Gutierrez. Now here come the Knights along the sideline. Pass inside is blocked. The speedy Ryan Alvarado. Burgos relieves Dupree. Alvarado set to throw it in. Alvarado's throwing. Here it comes. Tried to get it to Burgos. That one hits somebody, shoots straight up. Alvarado. That one ends up out of play. And I think since this one went out behind the end line, it'll be a corner kick for Mount St. Mary. Yes, sure is. Gutierrez to that far left corner. And the Knights, of course, still lead by 1. But they're looking for a little bit of insurance here, and they've had a lot of opportunities to get it, Colin. Just nothing really has come across yet.
Ever since the beginning of this second half, we haven't seen much progressive offense from really either side.
That one loose. Oh, there we go.
As I say that, there we go.
Perfect effort there. That one knocked in by one of the captains, Quinn Tynan. It's 4-2.
Just as I was saying, both sides, not much offensive impact so far in these last 20 minutes or so. The Knights put in another goal.
So the folks in the broadcast booth have incredible timing, and the Knights get that insurance goal that they've been chasing after for half an hour.
And substituting now into the game for the Knights, number 22, Carson Maker.
Kicked in from Gutierrez. Alvarado opts to let it go. Pass to Tynan. Tynan tucks it home. 4-2, Mount St. Mary.
And we have a substitution for Old Westbury. It's number 27, Johan Martinez.
Martinez comes on for Henrik Ropstad. Ropstad has played a wonderful game. But again, ever since that tussle with Allison where they're both competing for the ball, he's looked a little shaken up. So this one is surely to get the European a little bit of time to catch his breath. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on that and see if he comes back into the game. So either way, it's now Mount St. Mary 4, Old Westbury 2. We're just under 15 minutes to play. And obviously you don't want to take your foot on the gas, but 2 goals is a lot easier to deal with than 1 goal. Mazzarelli, beautiful pass up ahead. It's Alvarado. Alvarado with speed. Fires that one, knocked down by De Janeiro. That one's still loose in front. De Janeiro can't get back in the box. He falls on it. And De Janeiro down in some pain. We'll step aside.
And we're back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. De Janeiro appears fine. Sends a free kick away just fine, and the action picks up right where it left off. Here's Byers now. Byers guarded by Burgos. Burgos tacks on an assist. Tynan the goal scorer, Gutierrez and Burgos get the apples. Here's Keyser now. Keyser's pass blocked. Falls into the lap of Robert Tanzi. Tanzi now for Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli, the only Knight on his side of midfield. And usually that's not a very good strategy. Here's Alvarado toying with it on the far sideline. Leaves it for Tanzi. Tanzi will likely send this one back to Martinez. He will, and the Knights are going to start from scratch. Here comes Alvarado. That one stays in play. It's Mazzarelli for Alvarado. Alvarado rifles one for Hughes. Hughes guarded by Santos. Hughes works it inside for Gutierrez. Good pass. Gutierrez with speed. Gutierrez pass. That one blocked. Gutierrez will see if the Knights follow the recipe they've been using all night. Yeah, get it out. It's Keyser. Keyser from the top of the box. Out of play. So the Knights, with that extra goal, playing with a little bit more energy now. Here's De Janeiro. Hits Hughes. Goes the way of the Panthers. That one's still in front. Celine giving chase. He has both Old Westbury goals tonight. Celine and Tynan tied up. Say that 5 times fast. It's Gutierrez. That one ends up out of play. The referee looks for help. Old Westbury ball. Whistle blows. We're back in action. Celine gets a head on it. Nothing dangerous comes of it. That's number 27, Johan Martinez, active in the goalie box. The Panthers now down 2, playing with steam. That one blocked by Alvarado. Alvarado working overtime. That one's still live. Here's Burgos. Now the Knights have numbers. Santos gets a foot on it, but not a quality foot on it. That one stays in. Mazzarelli now. The Knights are flying. Shaken up is number 21, Jeffrey Byras. Byras walking with a heavy limp, but is walking under his own power. Coming on in relief, number 5, Tyler Tessereri.
And a free kick here for the Knights.
Tynan sends it away. Here's Alvarado. Now the Knights looking to capitalize just on the momentum they have. 11 minutes counting down, so the Panthers are running out of time. Of course, trailing by 2 goals once more. Here's Alvarado. With it now is Johan Martinez. Jesse Vasquez, that one off the side of the head of Tynan. There's Martinez. Martinez able to come away with it with Celine right in his face. "10 minutes, 25 seconds and counting down. That one is blasted. 3/4 the length of the field. Gutierrez comes away with it. Burgos now, the Knights. Solid possession. They maintain possession. Hughes, fairly uncontested, is going to try and set something up. The Knights are going to try and bake a cake from scratch here. Here's Tomas. Tomas for Tanzi. Tanzi's pass picked off. Taking a hard fall, but the referees swallowed the whistle. The referees have been very picky with what they've decided to call and what not to call. Because there's a lot where you see it happen and you're like, hey, they didn't blow the whistle. And again, there's a lot that happens as that one's knocked down by Vasquez. There's a lot that goes on. And we're like, hey, maybe you should have blown the whistle there. Tessereri now, fresh set of legs. Tessereri to the far sideline. Leaving it there. It's number 8, Ruben Teixeira. That one all the way back. It's Martinez. Martinez in no rush. Celine comes a little bit of push, puts a little bit of pressure on, and it's gotten away. Tanzi. Chip shot. Intended for Mazzarelli, knocked down by number 12, Randy Parada. On the far sideline there, it's Ruiz. Ruiz for Tessereri. Tessereri's pass for Vasquez along the near sideline. Vasquez works it back towards midfield. Vasquez, weak pass picked off by Kieser. Kieser falls. Kieser spends a minute on the ground, catches his breath. Able to get up okay. Single-digit minutes now, 8 minutes, 48 seconds. The clock is now stopped. So Coach Longacre questioned why the clock was stopped, and in what is somewhat rare these days, the referee takes accountability, says, my bad, I shouldn't have stopped it. So that's quickly resolved. 8.5 minutes and counting down. Tomas and Tynan playing catch in the backfield. Here's Hughes. Hughes now tries to get to Mazzarelli. Does so successfully. Mazzarelli now works it towards the end line, just outside of the box. Mazzarelli centering pass. It's Burgos. Burgos corrals it. Burgos in. And De Janeiro falls on the ball. Burgos leaps over him. But a solid offensive look there from Mount St. Mary. The freshman Maker now. Maker knocks it down. Maker left it for Keyser. Keyser lost it. Ended up back into the pocket of Keyser. And here's Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli for Maker. Maker back the wrong way for Tomas. Tomas for Tanzi. Tanzi leaves it for Keyser. Back to Tomas. Tomas. Good pass ahead. It's Alvarado. Alvarado with speed. Alvarado and De Janeiro collide. De Janeiro's not home. Alvarado bounces out towards the net. It'll score!
And that feels like the game-clinching goal here for the Knights.
Speed kills. That's the second time today. It's been a foot race between Ryan Alvarado and the old Westbury goalkeeper, Paul De Janeiro. De Janeiro won the first one. Alvarado doesn't let him win a second time.
And after that goal, some substitutions made for the Knights. It's number 17, Richard Ostendorp, and number 10, Sean Watson.
Beautiful pass left up ahead for Alvarado. Alvarado beats the defender, beats the goalie, beats another defender. And Colin, you're right. The Knights go up by 7.5 minutes. That might have been the knockout punch for Mount St. Mary. There's Alvarado again. Alvarado turning on the burners. Boy, can he run. Hard fall taken by a Knight. Shakes it off. 7:10. The clock is stopped unintentionally. I couldn't, whether or not it's intentional, I couldn't tell you. Either way, 5 goals on 14 shots for the Knights. Have to feel good about a solid offensive effort all around. And even from the early minutes of the first half, Colin, you could tell this would be a really well-played game from the Knights offense. Carson Maker to kick it away.
The Knights have definitely looked overall definitely better offensively all game.
That one loose in front. De Janeiro punches it. Maker now. Maker towards the back corner of the net. De Janeiro forced to get back and scramble. Mazzarelli tied up with number 29, Isaiah Espinal. The referee blows the whistle.
That Knights goal is scored by number 14, Ryan Alvarado. He's assisted by number 24, Ojale Toma.
Alvarado picks up the goal, and on senior night, number 24, Ojale Tomas picks up the apple. 6.5 minutes to play. And barring a comeback of epic proportions, the Knights will close out this senior night and this 2024 home campaign with a win. Free kick, ball check, quickly checked back into play by Old Westbury. Time is of the essence now if you're the Panthers. Another whistle. A lot of whistles. The referee calls for a stoppage and calls for Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli has scored twice tonight. And, of course, these last few minutes of almost every soccer game is just when the emotions start to come out, because usually by this point you have a general idea of who's going to win and who's going to lose. And somewhere on either side of the ball, somebody's not going to take it too kindly. It's Tomas now. Tomas back to Maker. Across the field, Alvarado, sliding effort just to corral it. It's a beautiful effort. Now it's Mazzarelli on the far sideline.
Knights could further their lead right here.
Mazzarelli's pass intended for number 17, Richard Ostendorp. Here's Maker now. That kick shanked by Vasquez. Hughes giving chase. Hughes, where's that one off the chin? Was able to kick it behind him and keep it in play. Vasquez leaping effort. Tabletops Hughes. Hughes a little shaken up. Was able to walk off under his own power. 5 minutes and counting down, and the Knights can taste it now. The game has certainly gotten a little more chippy, but it appears also that Old West has shown all their cards. Here's Tynan. Tynan for Tomas. Back to Tynan. Gets it for Hughes along the near sideline. The Knights looking to do even more damage. Hughes, that one off the side of the cage, corralled by De Janeiro. De Janeiro, that kick to nobody in particular. The Knights are going to come away with it. That one low. That one sent deep into the Newburgh Knight. That one's headed for Henry's. That one ends up well out of play. 4 minutes, counting down. Now it's Tansey. Tansey for Tomas. Tomas gets it to Maker. Maker, good job batting that down. For Keyser, back to Tansey. Back to Tomas. Back to Tynan. And the Knights are giving themselves enough time to bake a cake. I mean, not, of course, intended for Hughes. That one ends up still in play, but it ends up in possession of the Panthers. That one ends up being run out of bounds. And a trio of substitutions now for Old West.
It's number 25, Maynard Rodriguez. Number 32, Freddie Yanez.
And the last of the three is number 40. But on the roster, there is no number 40. So they've clearly asked somebody from the stands to come play for them these final 3 minutes. That one ends up out of play. But either way, Colin, up until the last 20 minutes of the contest, this game was neck and neck, both sides. As this one ends up in possession to Tynan. Tynan for Martinez. Martinez rockets that one past midfield. That's Sean Watson, number 10 now for Mount St. Mary. But either way, this game was really back and forth, and then the Knights scored that fourth goal to give them their second two-goal lead of the game, and I believe that came at around the 18-minute mark, and that just took the air out of the tires of Old Westbury. There's Tynan for Maker. Tomas now. I'll leave it for Martinez. And the Knights are just practicing passing now. Old Westbury took a 1-0 advantage, I want to say around halfway through, and now here's Mazzarelli with speed. Mazzarelli eyeing a hat trick. Mazzarelli gets inside the box, shakes the defender. And this offensive opportunity is not done yet as Mazzarelli's shot blocked and out of play. But as I was saying, Old Westbury struck first. That was 1-0, but since then the Knights have just gone on a 5-1 run. And they've scored the last two. So you thought for a little bit when Old Westbury got that second goal to bring the game within one, you thought for a little bit they'd be back on the saddle, and they were riding a lot of momentum along with it. But the Knights just got that fourth goal, and then soon that fifth one, and that gets us to about where we are now. As that one's rocket towards the middle, Watson gets ahead on it. That one ends up wide of the cage.
Last minute of play here in this second half.
And again, barring a comeback of mythical proportions at this point, the Knights are going to pick up the win on senior night. Final home soccer game of the year. Colin, it's been a pleasure. An absolutely beautiful night here at Kaplan Field at Mount St. Mary College.
Yes, definitely.
Don't miss us too much. We're both slated to do basketball games when that starts up. I believe that is a little over a week from now. That one rifled high and wide. 15 seconds. De Janeiro giving chase. So likely what happens with this free kick will take us to the end of the game. Scoreboard operator counts us down. And ladies and gentlemen, that's your ball game. Colin, it's been an honor. The Mount St. Mary Knights on senior night, 5-2 win over the old Westbury Panthers.
And the Knights finished this home season picking up their 6th win. Their record now stands at 6-8-1. And Old Westbury drops to 6-10-1 on the season.
Ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you for listening. Have a wonderful rest of your night. This was Colin Lambert and Lucas Stackpole. We'll see you around.